Good morning, Hillcrest. By the time you watch this video, you will probably have less than 2 weeks before the summer holidays, which begs the question, what are you going to do for your summer holidays? Miss Anne Odipo's Year 9 class will give us a few tips about how we can spend our summer constructively, and I hope reading is on their list.
Hi Hillcrest, I'm Abby, and today my form 9KBR will be giving you some ideas of things you can do or watch during these times, as it may be really hard to find something interesting to do. I hope these ideas help. Stay home, stay safe.
Hey guys, my name is Joshua and I'm from 9A, and I know during this time it can be really boring, like people can get really bored really fast. So I'll just be listing a few things that you could do to keep yourself busy and entertained. So some of you guys want to become fit during this time where you're not leaving the house much, so you could make your own workout routine and follow it every day or every 2 days or weekly, just to keep yourself fit and active during this time, so you're not just lazing on the couch or something. Or you could play board games with your siblings or your parents to keep yourself having fun, and or if you have a dog, you could walk it occasionally or teach it new tricks. And thank you for watching.
Well, my advice would be, apart from bumming out on the couch and watching Netflix, which I love, by the way, would be to read and research. Read and research what, you may ask? Well, let's look around us and see what is happening on a national, community, and an international level. And why is that? It is because at Hillcrest, our vision is for each and every one of you to achieve personal excellence as a valuable member of our global community. You cannot be a valuable member of our global community if you don't know what's going on around you. So, at a national level in Kenya, what's been happening? Number one, police brutality protest. Almost 15 people have lost their lives owing to police brutality during these COVID-19 times because the excuse is lack of meeting the curfew requirements. One of the cases that is very close to my heart and is very sad and tragic is the death of a young 13-year-old boy who was gunned down on his balcony. And this was totally uncalled for. A tomato hawker has also been gunned down. Not to mention an accountant drinking at a pub. Whatever the case, police brutality is uncalled for. What about on an international level? You will not have failed to hear about or read about or even watch all the videos on the Black Lives Matter protest, which started in America in Minneapolis, but has caught on all over the world because people have realized that in this day and age, we should not be talking about injustices. African Americans are enraged and angry about inequality and oppression that has existed for over 450 years in that society. Now, why does this matter to you? This matters to you because, as I said, Hillcrest teaches us to be valuable members of our global community. Now, remember we talked about reading in summer, and as a literature teacher, I've often found that reading fiction has enabled me to understand so many situations and peoples and events that happen around the world. So I'm going to show you a few of my favorite reads. This one here by Ngugi wa Thiong'o is called A Grain of Wheat. It teaches us a lot about colonialism in Kenya and how we got to where we are today. Have a read through it and you will understand how colonialists came to Kenya, how they left, and how neo-colonialism took place. This particular one is a very powerful read. I read it when I was in my A-level literature class. It's called Native Son by Richard Wright. This one will give you a powerful perspective of structural racism in America and why the African American today is so angry and enraged. Native Son by Richard Wright. This particular one is another favorite of mine. It's called Beloved by Toni Morrison. It's chronicles the life of a female slave back in the days when that happened. And it shows the destructive legacy of slavery. And often, when you read it, you will get to understand and you will get to be very cautious about things that people say in societies today. For example, pulling out the race card. When a people have not been taken through truth and reconciliation, or have not talked about the issues that are underlying them, then they cannot heal. And this is a powerful book that shows how the legacy of slavery lives on. This particular one is another favorite of mine, and it's all about colonialism in India. It's called A Train to Pakistan. It's a brilliant novel that shows you, or that teaches you through fiction, the powerful movement for independence in India. So back to the issue of why you should read. You read to be very well informed and to understand, and not just shout Black Lives Matter or police brutality in Kenya. I would like to leave you with a little quotation from Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." How can you, as a Hillcrest student, be part of this movement for change? I don't expect you to go out and protest because it's not safe and it's not legal maybe at your age. However, you can start to have these conversations. But as I said, read and research and find out why things are the way they are today. Martin Luther King also said, we, as humanity, are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. And this is why you should not imagine that the protests about police brutality in Kawangware or in Kibera or Minneapolis or Liverpool does not affect you. It does, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Have a lovely week ahead, and if I don't see you before school's out, do have yourself a lovely summer, but read, read, read. Bye-bye.